Hello everyone. So in this video we will study Ramsey's classification of folds, and we will actually look at a method which will make it more intuitive and easy to remember also. So I'm going to do it very quickly. So all I need for this classification of folds is I want to define folds using two circles. So I'll need two circles, and usually what I'll have is I'll have a bigger circle and a smaller circle. Only in one particular case am I going to have two circles of equal size. So what I am going to do is, first of all, I am going to arrange these circles in such a manner so that I can get a fold. So the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to put this smaller circle inside the bigger circle, which is more more of a better practice, because you can actually fit a smaller circle inside. Doing the other way around, fitting a bigger circle inside smaller circle, you can't do it, but you can still generate a fold in that manner. So just look at these three types of arrangement. So this smaller circle, let's say this is the center of bigger circle, I can place smaller circle right at the center of this bigger circle so that both of them are concentric. Another thing I can do is I can put small circle above, or I can put small circle below this center circle. Another thing, when I have these two circles of same size, maybe they do not look same here because I don't have a protractor or a compass here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them on, you cannot place them, you can't have a concentric thing over here because they are of same radius. So I have something of this sort, so both are of same diameter or same radius. In the third case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this small circle above the big circle. So let me draw this line here. So I put this small circle, and underneath, let me make it a little bit larger, small circle and then a big circle. So according to Ramsey's classification of folds, we have all the main classes. Thing is, this class is 1A, 1B, 1C, class 2 and class 3. Okay, so only thing that I'm going to do different is, because you still do not have folds, you are just seeing circles, how will we get folds? So I'm going to make this all these classes separately. So I have a big circle, small circle near top, I have a big circle and a concentric small circle, and in the third case I have this big circle and a small circle at the base. So again I'm going to write these. So what do I have here? I have 1A, 1B and 1C. Just very quick observations. So if you look at these circles, both the circles are of same size, so we call these circles as similar. Okay, what do we call? So in all other cases circles are not similar. And another thing, you see, when you have these circles as concentric, because they are concentric, so the thickness everywhere is the same. So you see this thickness of the area is it's same everywhere, whereas in all other cases you see thickness is changing. So this thickness between the inner circle and outer circle in all other cases will change. So but still you will ask, I do not have any folds over here. So to get those folds, what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to generate folds from these two surfaces. So I'm just going to erase this part. So you see we have a nice fold here. I'm going to erase this part. Again I have a fold here, and in this case I just erase this part. Over here I erase this part. I'll write 2 again here, maybe slightly of this, so that because they can't intersect. And in final case I'm going to just erase this part. So again now I have nice folds, 1A, 1B, 1C, class 2 and class 3 folds. Now what's the difference between these classes? So let's understand the difference between these two classes. So look at the thickness. So in this class, the hinge thickness, so this is the hinge thickness. Hinge thickness is smaller than the limb thickness. So this is on the limb areas. If you look at this fold, thickness is same everywhere, whereas in this kind of fold you see thickness on the hinge is more than the thickness that you see on the limbs. Same is the case for all these folds 2 and 3. So you have greater thickness on the hinge and you have a smaller thickness on the limbs. So have all these folds. This is how you can remember 1A, 1B, 1C, all inscribed in same circle, 2 and 3. And just by looking at this hinge thickness and limb thickness, we have not yet defined dip isogons and all. That is for a separate video. What I can do here is, but you can see if I define somehow this ratio between hinge thickness and divided by limb thickness. So hinge thickness, actually I should define it other way around. So I should put limb thickness here and hinge thickness over here. So what I'll get is, only in this case I have my hinge thickness which is smaller than limb thickness. So limb thickness is greater in this case, so this ratio will be greater than 1 for this kind of fold. So this is 1A, you see 1B, it's always same, so the ratio will be 1. And then you have these special kind of folds which are called class 2 folds. You have 1C, 2 and class 3. Dip isogons also you can imagine from this figure. These are lines joining equal dip. So very quickly we see, so for this kind of folds, 90-degree angle is found somewhere here near the where you intersect with diameters, or where it intersects the radius. So you can see how the these dip isogons will point. Very quickly I am going to tell you, but this is for another video. And same thing you can do for other circles. In this, the dip isogon will go upwards, whereas in this case it will go in this direction, and in third case it will go in this direction. So dip isogons will have different orientations, and this is how you have this nice classification, Ramsay's classification of the fold based on curvature. And you see, you'll hear this term curvature when you classify these folds. And just remember, curvature is inversely proportional to radius, or you can write it as equal to 1 over radius also. So this smaller circle has higher curvature, the bigger circle has lower curvature. And what else you can do is, you can actually then totally define these in terms of curvature, and mostly you'll see that inside curvature should be more than outside curvature, because you have to bend it quickly, except in these cases class 2 similar folds, because both the circles had same radius, and class 3. So with this we end Ramsay's classification of folds. Thank you very much.